Today I'm just reviewing something I saw when I was putting something else up. This is the 22 Conversion Bolt by CMMG. They call this now their Model Alpha because they do offer a few different models. The Alpha is in the lower range, it's like $190. You can find it cheaper on other websites, but basically the difference between all the CMMG models now is the Model Alpha is this. It's just stainless steel. Basic. If you go up a model, then the bushing right here is actually brass on every other model up. And then if you go to the real high-end model, this is actually a locking lug for a AR, so it fully engages the lugs and it puts a solid connection in your AR. And you also get features like hold open on the last shot, and I believe it comes with a charging handle specifically designed for this, and slightly different magazines. I'm not sure, I don't know. Like when I bought this was a few years ago. This is the only one they offered, but it works good. I mean, if you have a high-end AR, would I recommend you running this through this? No. I also don't believe they work out of pistons, even their higher end models. I still think you have to have a direct impingement AR for these to function, just due to the clearance issues. I'm sure you could take if you took the piston rod out of your AR and you close off the gas block, I'm sure you could get this to fit in there. It's just a lot of work for a Shoot 22. But anyway, if you have a DI gun, they work brilliantly. I wouldn't recommend it in, like I said, higher end guns. Also, the twist rate, 1 in 7 might be a little high for a twist rate for the 22. It might overly stabilize it, and you could end up destroying your muzzle device. I've seen pictures online of people who have shot 22 using these out of their 1 in 7 guns, and their muzzle device has just lead all tore up because the bullet basically pulls apart. I don't know if there's any validity to that, but that's what they state, that this ruined it. So it's up to you. If you want to try it, go for it. But I have about 3,000 rounds out of this. I mean, it's 22, so you just load these up and go da with it. I would recommend them for anyone who doesn't have the money to shoot a lot of 5.56. Like, it's not so much a problem for me now. I've started loading it, but before I loaded it, I mean, buying 5.56, especially if you want good stuff, not Russian stuff, it's expensive. So if you just want to plink or do some informal target shooting, things like that, or if you have pest problems, you have groundhogs or squirrels and just little rabbits, rodents kind of issues, I mean, and you really don't need the long range of a 5.56, you can just go up to them and shoot them. I know a lot of guys like the 5.56 for groundhogs, but I go to Pennsylvania a lot, and you can walk up on those groundhogs close enough to shoot them with a 22, so you might as well just save the money. But the magazines work great. I've never had an issue with the feeding. Loading them is a bit hard, especially when you get down to the last few rounds. So I only load them to like 20 rounds. I think these hold 24. As you can see, I have shot them a lot. But they still function, they still work. You don't really want to put lubricant in them. I did it once and it was a big mistake. It really just gummed up and got nasty. They're easy to clean. It's just push the button, the follower or the base plate slides out, pull everything out, you can clean them out real nice. This, same thing. You don't really want to dismantle it for cleaning. It looks like you can dismantle it by pulling these bars apart. You don't want to. They state specifically don't do that because it can distort the carrier right here, the rails. So you just pull it apart, wipe it down, put a little lube, and you're good to go. Also, I used to put lube around the outside of this extension, basically, that goes into the chamber. Don't do it. It really just causes more gumming, and it does become a little stiff. If you just keep it dry, it pulls out every time. It never gets stuck. It's a good little investment if you just want to do some 22 shooting out of your AR instead of buying a whole nother gun. I got this a few years ago it was on sale. I forget where, but I believe I got it for like $160 plus an extra magazine. I think it only comes with one. Again, check their website. They offer different models now, much more, a lot more features and things like that. So it's up to you how much you want to spend, but I highly recommend it if you have just a decent AR, not high end or anything, and you just want to shoot some 22. Goodbye.